Hi everybody, Wayne Lambert here. I'm the owner and lead consultant with Lambert. So this particular video is about you. Whether you're an employee, whether you don't work, whether you're an employer, we want to help you on your wellness journey. So message us, comment below, subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you can be informed of future videos. The more you engage with us, the more you tell us your frustrations, the better, because ultimately we can make up as much content as we like based on what we think you're having frustrations with, like the general weight loss, not getting results in the gym, having a few aches and pains. Yeah, ultimately they are problems, but we don't know any specifics, we don't know any story. Put your story to your frustrations, because that all helps. For example, I've had injuries, I've had operations, and from them surgeries, etc., and rehabilitation phase, I've put on weight, and I've had problems with fitness and rehabilitating myself, even though I've had 20 odd years of experience in health, fitness, rehabilitation. But we just want to, what we specialize in is peeling back the layers, really get into the nitty gritty of the barriers that people put up for themselves, and really helping them go from A to B, rather than, and lowering people's expectations because they're trying to go from A to Z, but really keeping everything simple, because sometimes it is an easy fix. For example, also when working in rehabilitation, helping patients that are, for example, more inclined to go running and don't really go in the gym. So there's a different scenario, and they're getting a few aches and pains in the knees or ankles, and in many cases it can be just a case of getting in the gym or giving them alternative exercises to strengthen the muscles around the joints, to make them stronger, quite simply, to enable them to run, because ultimately as we get older, our joints, with wear and tear, etc., we're not, none of us are immune to getting injuries. We have got products, but our main service is corporate wellness, so we do aim to help the business owners, but ultimately we're trying to sell to one person there, trying to sell the benefits of profit and engagement and improvements in productivity and reductions in absenteeism to one person, even though we're really trying to get into the company and get in amongst the employees, i.e. maybe yourself, for example, as a collective audience, so that the one employer can benefit from all the other aspects, getting more productive, more fitter, healthier employees working for them, so that the business thrives as well. But ultimately, this video is about you, whether you're one or all of those. Now, I'm just going to work through a list that I'm working from. If you're a parent, for example, because ultimately we look at person-centric holistic programs. That one person has a family, has a work, and has a life outside of work. Even though they spend more time at work, more than likely, there is a balance there somewhere, and we aim to get into the communities, to get into the family life as well, because everyone's got issues or frustrations with other stuff outside of the work environment that we can help with. So looking at all the ages across the whole spectrum. The other extreme is everyone's living to older ages, aren't they? And also people are having to work for longer as well, and ultimately chronic conditions creeping up on people earlier rather than later. So other aspects we want to talk about is role modeling. So if you are a parent and you want to be a good role model to your children, is that something you aspire to be, aspire to do, to be a role model? How can we help you do that? I'm sure, even though I'm putting out there that we are to help, Lambert is to help you, what strengths do you actually have? Everybody's got a strength. We talk so much about weaknesses and negativity, but have you got a strength? Even though you might not be qualified in health and well-being, are you helpful in some way? Are you a carer? But ultimately, when you're giving your energy to so many people, that's something that we find in the coaching side of things, you give so much energy to other people, that zaps your energy, and then you become needy for help and advice, and that's where we might be able to help as well. So let us know, first and foremost, let us know where you're listening in from, which country, because ultimately we want to know what time difference is, what's the time there that you're listening to this, and where you're at on your wellness journey. You know, what are your frustrations? Is it quite simply not getting results from the gym, putting on a little bit of weight, got a few niggles in the knees, lower back, you know, anything. Nothing too big, nothing too small. It's like when you go on a course, you don't want to be the one putting your hand up to ask a question. This is exactly the place to ask that question. We want engagement, we want you to engage with us, and we want to engage back by answering all your questions. We can create content, but we're just plucking ideas out of the sky. But if you're driving that engagement, driving that content subject area, that makes it a whole lot easier for us. With children, you know, they're being brought up in a world full of problems, more problems than we ever witnessed, certainly from my age, 48. You know, we have to work so much harder, don't we, to be that role model, to be a good parent. You know, do you feel that it was your past, something about your childhood that has brought you to this place of having frustrations? Peel back the layers. That's our speciality, peeling back the layers and looking towards a solution, and again trying to get people over the barriers that are being put in front of them, or that people are putting in front of themselves. Environments. When we work with corporate executives, we look at the environment, and we look at what's a great environment and making it better. What's not a great environment and making it better. What about your environment? You know, if it's a nutritional thing, simple steps. You know, not buying those foods that we know are not good for us. If they're not there, for example, we're not going to eat them. And just giving people resources so that they can be helped along the way. Because ultimately, behaviour change. If you've got the resources before something happens, then you're in a better place. Social networks. So are you surrounding yourself with? Do you feel that your friends are not helping, or certain family members are not helping you on your journey? It's easy to say get rid of them, but we can talk to them. We can get you help in that sense. What are your frustrations? But all we need you to do now is engage with us. And again, I'll just repeat myself. It will mean a hell of a lot to us if you could subscribe to our YouTube channel and hit the notification bell. But most importantly, comment and let us know your frustrations. If you don't want to comment so that everyone can see the comment, email us at info@lambertwellbeing.com. We really look forward to helping you soon. Many thanks, take care, good morning or good evening, wherever you are in the world.